There you go. I want to push. There you go. Push down on this. Lean back with your shoulders when you push down. Lean back. That. Don't move your knee forward. Move your shoulders back when I pull. That. Don't move your knee forward. You got to do this to him. There you go. Push down on the ball of the foot. Lean back with your shoulders. Move your shoulders farther back. Move your hips forward. Move your hips forward. That's it. Now when I push, yeah, see? There. You got it. Feel it? Push down on this harder. That's it. Got to be able to shift. Yeah? Gotcha. You got to learn the shape. Feel it? Yeah, you bent your knee again. Bring your hips forward. Hips forward. That's it. Make your shoulders go back. Push down on the ball of your foot, not your knee. Push down on the ball of your foot. Hips forward. There you go. Closer. More to me. More to me. More to me. That's it. There you go. Close. Very close. Okay, now don't move a muscle. Stay right there. Go back. Now, his shape is such that I can't move him back or move him forward unless he wants me to. At the same time, he should be able to lift either foot to kick or grapple in any direction simultaneously without having to move his head. So at the same time, I can't move him. He can use these tools. He can use these tools. He can use these tools, and he can use them to any four corners, four walls, or up and down. He's got more chances of winning than I do because his shape is right. It has to do with his fighting axis, the spine in relationship to the shape of his feet on the ground. Every stance that you've got describes a certain type of potential, an agreement with gravity, which is an investment in your balance. Every stance of any kind is a bet that gives you something, that gives up something. This is the one that I'm trying to get you to think about to move through. You don't have to stay in this stance all the time. You can lie. You can get anywhere you want it, but when you hit, see, the shape of your body comes into shape. Or when you kick, the shape of your body transfers the weight and strength from the ground, but in a way that it speeds up my tools. It doesn't mean I only got one, and then I got to reload. I don't want a flintlock. I don't even want a semi-auto. I want full auto. And full auto against flintlock is advantage. Make sense? Does that make sense? So this is what I want you to try. Now see how I had to work with him a little bit? Because most people, they want to hold their balance by how wide they got their feet. I'm asking you to learn to use this part differently so you don't have to do that. When your feet get relatively the shoulder width, it's easy to move to the strong stance you want to. It's easy to move to the strong stance, but you're in kind of a strong stance where you can hit hard, you can block hard, and it's easy to move. It's easy to deflect. Okay? So it's like a bird. Its balance is intrinsic to itself. It doesn't rely on the ground as much, and that's why it's praying. It's intrinsic to the shape of myself. It happens to agree with the ground, but it's easy to go safely twice at the same time. You can go up, you can go down. You can go left, go right, front, back. You have power short, you have power long. It happens to be the shape to make in the greatest amount of transition to be able to go, say, to a kick or to a transition. Okay? You with me? Yes, no? Okay. So now try to find this. When I, good. Gotta lean back with your shoulders. That's it. It's different than you think. It's like opposite. You ever tried water skiing? You know, I don't know about you, but I leaned the wrong way the first time. I started snow skiing, you know, and you lean into the hill. Well, you lean into the turn opposite water skiing. This is sort of the same thing. It's opposite of what's logical when you first react, then you think about it, and then you go, oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of a surprise to the other guy. Is that an advantage? Yes, it is. You got tools? Good. Let's see if you can flamingo with either leg without moving your head. Yeah, you're moving your head. Yeah, so you're trying to shift your weight. Okay, that's all right. You'll get it. Get it. You gotta loosen up your hip a little. Bring your feet closer together. Okay, now be able to lift either foot without moving your head. Good. Okay, now leave your feet right there. Bring your hips forward. Find the shape. Bring your hips forward. That's your knee. See how his knees attached to his hips? Okay, now, just for example, if I see the guy, if you're standing, get on guard how you did before, however, right? If I see this guy, and I see that when he gets however he gets, and I see this knee bend in the direction of his toe, see when he's moving around, or see however he's moving, I see this knee bend in the direction of the toe, all you got to do is just touch it, just a hair on your way in. All you got to do is you got to break the pillars of the gate, see, just a little bit. So he ends up in a long transition, and if you've got your shape, see, you can create a lot of pressure down here, and it's no transition to get to your kick. I mean, from the kick to the hand. If I go too far out of shape, I end up taking too long. If I don't have the shape, I can't reach him. But there's a certain place where you can kind of reach him, see, and accelerate. So when it's right in all ways. Not just in some ways, it's right in all ways. It was true, it is true, and always will be true. The truth will correct all errors in my mind. That's play. Excuse me, was this a promotion or a demotion?
Demotion. I'd like to be the money. Money is always important.
No. I hear what you're saying, but this is this cocked. So release. It's just cocked. So you're moving around, it's cocked. Cocked to release. So you don't have to change a thing. It's just don't ever forget anything that works for you, just add on. Don't ever forget anything that works for you that you've had success with. Just add on. New channel on the TV set. That's all it is.
I understand that point. It's just like being like the tree, because that was phenomenal. It's like the guy was a tree.
Exactly.
But it just seems so hard just to.
It's not logical, is it?
Yeah, I guess.
It's not logical.
And it feels so uncomfortable, and I guess that's the whole concept. It's just like just start all over.
You're used to a certain shape.
Exactly.
That predicts a certain result. Good. Don't forget it. This is something when everything else is hard to do. Against the opponent. You've got a certain shape, and for some reason you're running into problems. You may be a tiger, you may be a great tiger, but what happens when you come up against a bigger, better tiger?
Exactly.
You go dying like a tiger. You change. Okay? And this is something to change into. And for me, it's something to evaluate a guy as he's rushing me. Say, I'll stop, hit him, and I'll evaluate without putting myself too close to danger. Now, if I get a little bit more aggressive, I'm going to change my body style just a little bit. I'm going to see if I can't get in, bite his nose, something. See, but I'm going to start from something that's going to give me more distance, and then as I get there, I'm going to slide into shape. So, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if your way is you're having difficulty, this is a different gear. Don't give up your way that you have confidence in.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's just trying to get this certain shape is going to be.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing when I first drive with the kids.
Right.
Remember when you be back here, I take drive.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Yes. All systems have the same truth.
Right. Yes.
And they all end up with, winner, loser. Whatever works, good. Yeah. I hear
It's a
you.
little different way of teaching it.
That's it.
See what I'm saying? You got off on some of the things. Yeah, right.
Good.
I guess it's important to shift to have those.
Oh, I can see why. Okay. You have trouble with the pole, right? Huh? Both of them? Close, bring your hips forward. See, what you want to do when the guy pulls is, you want to put your butt back. That's your instinct. You got to fight that instinct. You got to bring it forward and push down on this leg. Now when I push it, push down on your heel. I'll push down in front foot. There you go. Bring your hips just a hair forward. There you go. Now pull your shoulders back when I pull. Push your shoulders forward when I push. Same place.
Try to push again.
Just a little bit. There. Bring your hips forward. There you go. So you just have to adjust an inch, no more than an inch. Start to feel it? A little bit. That was good. That was good. Does that help? Do you have the same problem? Different. Got it? Want to try it? Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Start with more weight on the front foot.
Which way you want to go?
Bring the back foot out. Now bend your knee towards me. Bring your hips forward. More forward. Bend that knee towards me. Here more. And then don't move it back. Foot back, knee. Yeah. You got it. You got it. That was good. Yeah. No. That's right. What's the other guy going to do? So that's an advantage for you. You can use it so you can press down. This is a pressing hand position. On the master hand. How are we doing?
Having a hard time with it.
Having a hard time.
Going back and forth from the pool.
Pulling the push. That's what it is. That knee that we're going to just forward.
I agree with you.
No, it's just that the back leg, remember, see, the back leg isn't outside. If it's outside the foot, it's on the inside. Forward. Then you want to place this foot. So it's just a little bit outside the back. Your whole foot is doing well. Yes, there you go. Might be a little farther to look back. When I pull you, and your shoulders go back, and your hips forward, push down on the ball of the foot. There. Now when I change, bring your hips touch forward. See, it's a natural instinct. There it is. Feel it? No. Yeah? Starting to get it. Starting to get it. It's something you gotta learn. There you go. You got it. You got it. Okay, it's something you gotta learn a little bit, right? Yes, no? Yes, no? Okay. That's it. All right. How are we doing? Okay, now.
Not so well.
Huh?
Not so well for me.
Not so well for you? Maybe that's good. Okay, now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have 2 feet. I have 2. Okay, now. Here I am with my man, right? My man? Okay, my opponent. Okay, now. Which one's my back foot? Don't I decide? No, I'm pretending I'm like this. Right? Right. Watch. See this? See this? This is receiving hand. It's one that breaks the balance. This you intrinsically know what to do with, especially if you're right-handed. Okay? This is a receiving posture. Okay? Sometimes you use a little bit of a whack. How much did you guys pay to get to do this?
I won't be paid a lot. We won't take anything out. I won't get beaten up.
Okay, now, if I'm shuffling with my opponent and moving around, if I take my left foot and I put it just outside of their front, of their, this toe, draw a line in your mind here, right? If I put this just over here and I pretend this is my back leg and I go like this, right? Don't help me. Don't help me. Don't let me do it. Don't let me do it. Don't let me do it. Now you push this way. You got 2 feet and exist in a 3-dimensional world, right? So, the more they resist this way, or the harder their charge is towards you, the more you receive with the circle. See? Like this. One's going to be easy, and one's going to be hard. If I find something difficult with this, then you find that that's going to be easy to use. Does that make sense? Okay? You'll find, if you learn to turn off of this front foot, okay, the knee comes in. You got to pretend like this is your back leg. And you have to take the shape and you have to bring it like this. When your hip moves an inch, your shoulder moves an inch, your arm moves an inch. The opponent's backside is the weakest. The first simplest thing to think about is, get on guys, if I can make this shoulder point, or the inside of this hip, or the inside of this knee, draw a line here, draw a line here. See that point? If I can bring their weight towards this point or along a line 90 degrees to their feet, okay, then the balance breaks. Whenever that's hard to do, you make this point, or this point, or this point, and there's a point on the foot, and there's more points too. Draw a line in your mind. Here, here, there's that spot, go 90 degrees, take anything and make that point go that way. Okay? Now, in grappling, good grappling, you learn to lock them on one side and move the other and take the strength out of their spine. Okay? So, this side is going to fight this point this way. This side is going to fight this point that way. Let's see. Now, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute, this looks familiar. One goes down and one goes forward. Ooh, I'm even smart enough to take a step and throw a punch. What does that look like? Why is it the first one you learn? Why is it the first one you learn? Because it takes advantage of 2 feet existing in the 3-dimensional world. I mean, you can do it by being nasty, and you can do it. The harder the opponent is, see, the more the whole body moves. The more the whole body moves with just a little bit of movement. Does that make sense? So in your mind, you've got to pretend like you're in a corner. And you can make this your back foot, or you can make this your back foot. Now you get sneaky, and you make them think you're standing this way, but you're really thinking like that. And if your body gets good, put the arm up. Okay? If your body, I'm going to go like that a little bit. Okay? If you kind of get what Mr. Larry calls a little bit of a shake, okay, you can end up with an ability to put power into a blow. And I'm doing it here because I don't want to hurt her. But she goes to grab me or whatever, and I'm here. This is very nice. Now, you do this to not let them get away. Right? Or, say you give them a little of this, and look, as they're off balance, you get automatic right free hand. Wouldn't that be fun? When I can make my left side, make this side go back, they don't have right, and they're in balance transition, I have right. Advantage. Advantage. Can you find this anytime? Yeah, just step the foot and go. You're pushing me over, see? Push, push. I play it this way and then go that way. Yes?
You're using the axis of the body.
You sure are. The wider my feet, the harder it is to do. Matter of fact, the easier it is for my opponent. The narrower my feet, not too narrow. The narrower my feet, the easier the turn of the body. But when the feet are narrow, it's easy to step to go wherever you want. To pull, push, right? When my feet are narrow, I can kick that second attacker and come back. Does that make sense? If I'm too wide, I'm strong. I'm not. I gotta take a risk. Yeah. I gotta put it all in one blow. Sometimes that's the right thing to do. Absolutely the right thing to do sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna need a pattern because the thing is so big and ugly. Nothing personal. Okay? I mean, it's huge. That make sense? So see if you can do this where you get here. Right? You take your left foot, put it outside of their back foot. Take your hand and put it on the outside position and bring the elbow in. Turn if your hip moves an inch, their arm moves an inch. Their center moves an inch. I move my center an inch, their center should move in an inch. It'll be like a string of pearls. You'll find if they move just a little bit, as they start to go in their transition, you'll find, see, it's going to be an easy right hand. Right? And in movement, you have a tendency, get on there for a second, you have a tendency, so you're being able to drive this knee forward, and as you drive the knee forward, all you got to do is raise the foot, and you're automatically in transition, so you get a very quick 1-2 punch. You get a lot of power coming off the lead side, even from, see, like, throw a punch. See, even, see, from here, okay, and you're automatically in transition. You're close, and it's easy to grapple with the person. Change gears is easy. You've got to be narrow to do it. Different. It's not right or wrong, it's different. Don't forget anything that works for you, just keep adding on new stuff that also works for you. Never give up anything that works. Add on, add on. Okay? Try that for a second. So you got 2 back feet. Wait a minute, I can dance with 2 back feet, can I? Yeah, grab, you know. Here, hold on 1 second. This is what you do. This is how you do it. You make it a little bit more, see, it's like this. Okay, he's my object. Okay? Put your hands on me. Okay, we're moving around a little bit. See, we're moving around. See, he's pushing me, he's doing whatever. I want to be able to push him this way, and I want to be able to push him this way whenever I choose. Maybe I pull him a little bit, and then I push him. So you get the feeling of moving around. Now watch. I want to move him. Now watch how my elbows don't move. See? My elbows don't move to move him. And then you add, ooh, he's got a lot of tension, which ends up being a lot of snap when it gets released. You don't move your elbows where you can move the guy, and then you add the snap of the elbow for the strike. Does that make sense? So you start moving the guy. Don't be too hard on each other. Just be like, you know, the guy's kind of moving, and you plant the foot, and you move him this way. Say you move that way, then this way. Get the idea of replacing your feet so you have the potential to do it again. Off the right foot, off the front foot, back foot, front foot. Switch, play, make mistakes as fast as you can. Learn the shape. Then go back to the wall. Reinforce the shape and go back out. Move with the guy a little bit. Does that make sense? Try to do as little as you can with the upper body. Try to do as much as you can with the lower body, which holds these tools in reserve, makes them earn them. Makes them earn them. If you're defeating your man with this part of your body, and you still got this body yet to play with, and he spent his tools here, do you have an advantage, yes or no? There you go. Here, I'll try it.
Turn a little bit, like, dip in and turn the hip, like in the front, there you go. There. Yep. And there, that was good. Just get it to turn. You know, you turn and that flat with me. Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah.
Okay, now let the other guy be more like this. Okay, I'm your object. Okay, you're pushing me around. Okay, when I'm pushing him around, you know, you're gonna see, you know, guys that are like this. Okay, you go say like this. Now see how he countered? Ha ha ha! He made a mistake. Put yourself into shape. Put yourself. Get closer. Get closer to me. Get closer to me. That's right. See? Now all of a sudden you're pushing me back. How did that happen? Right? Get more into your shape. Get into your shape. Yeah. You're a catcher. You want to get down and catch a fastball. Those knees go to the other side. Okay, bring your hips. That's it. All right? So you're the object. You're pushing more like this, so he gets to, you know, push you around. It's like I'm like this, and I'm trying to go high for a leg. See? Because when a guy's like this, you get down like that. You start to push me. See, I'm in my position. See, he's going to feel like he's going to go for the leg. If I feel a little weak, all you do is step back. Right? But, right? A good wrestler, you know, he's like going for that leg. See how he drops? I'm asking you to do something different. See, we squat on him. I don't get to that. But you do it differently. You stand upright, even when he goes for your leg. Okay? It's a different way of doing it. gets great by, see, all my weight. Okay? It's a short blow. Remember I told you 4 inches? It's all you need. All you need, see? All you need is a 4-inch blow. See? And I took myself out of shape because I didn't want to fall into an unprotected groin. But see, it's like this. You just learn a little shape. It's just like this. Now you got to develop it. The potential's there. Maybe I'll show you how to do that a little bit. Make sense? So your opponent, see, is going to be like this. He's like pushing you. There you go. See? All right, now you choose. Now, you back up some. You back up. Yeah, you back up. That's right. You choose when you're going to throw me around. That's it. That's it. See? There. See? He was nice and light on his feet as I'm, you know, cocked. Make sense? Try it. That's it. Good. That's it. Light that man up. Yeah. You gotta like your part, don't you? The fun part. That's it. Good. Excellent. Excellent. That's it. You leave. Use them when you want. That's it. Move them around. Choose when you're going to throw them. Excuse me, you working hard? Not very. You're not working hard, you're doing the right thing. Hey, loosen the spine. Your spine is absolutely relaxed. Key, your spine is absolutely relaxed. You'll feel weight moving through it, but you got to have your spine relaxed. Just go with it. Yes, feel a relief. Hello, wall! Hello, ground! That's it, good. Is it easy? Very. Then it's right. If it's easy, it's right. Okay, you guys are doing good. You guys are doing good. Let's play. Okay, here, watch. Okay, now, usually in a fight, right? If I'm in a fight, and I'm pushing and this person's pushing, right? And I go with my back leg, see, I'll end up falling back, won't I? I end up having a problem. With this, see, I have my front leg. See? Your front leg, you kick with the bow of the body. You kick with this. You got bow kicks? Yes, no? You know with the bow? Okay, here, you're kicking with, you've got a crescent kick, right? Crescent kick and reverse crescent kick. You use the shape of the body in the bow form to create, see, in the bow form, see? Bow form. In the hip forward, kicking with this part of the leg, so it becomes easy for you, see, to drop down and to break the guy's balance, to do whatever you want. Be careful, though, because it's very likely you'll break the guy's leg, so just go to the kick and start to work him. If I kick here, then my smart thing to do is to pull this a little bit and push this a little bit as I kick him. Because as it comes down, see, we have unusual advantage. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. You'll find that it's easy off the lead leg to go inside or outside, but you raise your knee like you're throwing a front kick. You don't come, see, outside with the crescent. You just bring the knee forward. See? Sorry. You okay? Okay. You can get a little excited doing this. All right? But you'll find, see, you got this, you can do this, see? You kick inside, you go for that back leg. If you really know how to press this leg, you can kick that knee out, and that's not nice to him. Okay? His spine gets very, very weak. And we can also, from this, how's he? Is he a good man?
Yeah.
Okay. No cut, no cut, no cut. You learn to tense your leg, see? A little bit. Feel that? You feel that? What does it feel like?
Frog again, inside of my leg.
Frog on the inside of his leg? What's a frog on the inside?
Frog.
Oh, frog in you. Oh, okay. See, it's with a very little effort. Watch, I'm going to kick it like this. You learn to flex. What's it feel like? What's a frog? What's a frog? Okay, I'm not trying to kick you out. This will be kicking the meridians. When you learn what the meridians are in here, you can release the guy's fear back into his brain. His fear of being defeated, his fear of coming home being hook punched by his girlfriend. I don't know what his fears are, but the fears that are stored in his body, you can kick the legs and the meridians, particularly in between the knee and the hip, will release those fears, and he gets confused, and he gets a little confused and a little afraid. Is this going to work? It's released. Works on everybody sneaky. So you learn to kick the inside of the legs, but you kick with the bow part. You don't kick, see, with the foot. It's not the knee. It's halfway from the ankle to the knee, halfway to the knee. To kick, you can kick all the way from the knee up to the hip joint. I have a tendency of kicking in between halfway up the knee to the knee. Okay, you kick with that part of the body, and you'll find that you can control a guy's balance and use your knee for leverage. Those are called golden locks. Plus, he still can't push you. Plus, you can still step and push that foot anytime you want. See, it's an internal central position. It kind of makes his balance and my balance revolve around one point. That one point is where your knee is. You take your knee so you can put it into his hip, see? You can kind of lock him up, see? So he still can't push you, and all you got to do is press forward, see? And that's not nice on his knee. You find it goes real fast. Anything that helps his knee go forward, go to his side, and then goes down. Very fast. Okay? Fire. Joe Seisman break? Good. Good. Okay? So it's not to play with the guy. He's pushing you like this, right? You're like this, and get the idea that you're kicking a little bit. Drive your hip forward when you kick. See? See how my knee's coming up? My knee's coming up. It's not coming up like this. Takes too long. So drive the knee forward. Just like I'm throwing a front kick, but I'm turning my hip. See? Try not to kick him, but you get the idea? I got my hip back so I don't quite deck him too much. All right? Same position, see? Same position. Make sense? Sure, play. Yeah, you can't come back to lift your leg. You have to press on him to lift your leg. There you go. That's it. Press on him. Don't come back. Don't come back. Just come forward. Yeah. It'll feel heavy to him if you do it right. Some of you getting it. Some of you getting it. That's it. He's getting it. Okay, everybody watch just 1 second. Watch 1 second. You see, you got a habit from before of, shifting your weight to lift your leg. When you go to lift this leg, you have to, just like you were doing forward, to press him forward, you got to bring that hip forward. See, so we're here, right? I got to put more weight on the shoulders. I got to manipulate more here. I can't come back. See, because you're just going to push me fully over. As you go to kick, you've got to push like you're pushing into the wall before. Same thing, see? See how that works? So it comes forward, see? Now you can slide this under, see? And you can do your throws. You can do whatever you want. You have any choice, but you can't bring your shoulder back to lift your leg. You got to leave your shoulder where it is, put more pressure on him, and bring your hip forward to drive your knee forward. Make sense? The same thing we were doing before about moving that guy like that. Exactly the same. Can't come back at all. Forward, forward, forward. Okay, try it.
That's what, because otherwise you just go forward. Yeah, boom. And you run on one side where you can push and bottom and then you can.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You just do a little.
Thing is, can we move our back foot?
You can move anytime you want because it's an excellent question. If you don't feel good enough, all you do is you move your back foot to where it feels comfortable, see? because I'm pushing off of this foot. Move it to where it feels comfortable, and then you do the bow. You replace the center of your balance anytime that you want. That's part of the rule. Replace the center of your balance anytime you want. Work from there. That's the whole point. You can change it. You can put it anywhere you want. Wherever you can imagine you want it, put it there. Go. See? Just imagine, then go. Good. Good. Now manipulate his hip too. That's it. Yes, yes.
Take it out.
Yeah, because it'll break. It'll break. You feel it?
Yeah.
It'll break. You gotta be careful. This is part of the golden locks.
Where's that here?
Yeah, be careful of that. Gives you a way of working this better on one leg.
When you turn, don't think you have to focus so much to turn the body kind of with the kick a little bit.
Okay, well, you think that's going to work? I guess that's not like that. I'm going to have to try it. One of those. You have to feel the leg.
Yeah, and then you just relax, and I actually go more into it.
Do the technique. You said it. Walk it. Part of my recovery. No. Oh, no. Well, with everything. Well, so yeah, you can go down there for once a month and go in and do everything you want. Well, these guys, at the time they were doing things they used to breathe. The special forces and
Yeah. You pull, turn. There you go. We'll leave it, don't feel
I'm going to have a Rangers.
Let's pull a little bit. There you go.
Okay, you got the idea?
Yes.
Okay, now, let's do this. I started to talk to you about the 4-inch punch. Let me show you a way of practicing it. Practicing what you get more, all right? Okay. First thing you need to do is you need to get confidence. Okay. First stance, please. There you go. Okay. Now, stance work, your ability to shift your weight in your stance will create or diminish all your major angles. Okay? You're going to use the internal and receiving postures to take what the other guy gives you, rather than meeting force with force. This type of strength is not used to meet force with force. That's different. Right or wrong, it's different. This is for taking what he gives me. It's called a receiving posture. And then being able to come back at him. You'll see this kind of thing in Tai Chi a lot. Okay? That stance work. All right, now, what I want you to do is to take your front foot, put it up to his front foot, inside or outside, it really doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to think about developing power from our legs without any snapping our arms. Okay, if you've done this before, good. Then it won't take so long I can get to the next step with you. If you haven't, this is how you do it. Okay, your back foot is going to be on his center line. You're going to put 70% of your weight on your back foot. You're going to start with your tail back, sort of like you're in a cat stance. Okay? You want it to have it pretty much so that you don't have to move your head to move that foot. Okay? That's how much this leg back leg has to be bent. You take your hand and you put it on him. You turn it this way just a little bit. Do it on the sternum, not the throat, not the solar plexus. Solar plexus he gives a little bit. I want to get the feeling of making his center go back. Start with your weight. Start with your weight on the back foot. That actually makes it easier for me. Start with your weight on the back foot. And what you're going to do is you're going to start to move him by moving your leg. Then you get the idea of using your leg and using your hip, say, to move the guy. So we want to start to think about generating power from the leg, up the spine, and into the arm. You first start, you just feel, you don't do it as hard as you can. You just get the feeling of pushing the guy. Okay, you get the feeling of pushing the guy a little bit, then you start to add push and pull. Okay, a little bit of this. Then if you pull that back hard so you start to get more. Does that make sense? Okay. The secret of this is you get his weight by using your leg. You get his weight moving so his weight goes to his back heels. And as his weight goes to his heels, that's when you have the turn of the body. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
We do not want to have this side turn back as this side turns forward. So we're not looking, see, to this. We want this to be like a swinging, moving gait. So that my back, this front shoulder is going to come forward, my back shoulder is going to swing, and I'm going to try to cut down how much my front side goes back at all. So it's sort of like swinging a baseball bat or a golf club. My back side is going to swing into my front side is moving. Okay? Try not to do this, because everybody has a tendency of bending that arm. You want to leave that arm straight, almost locked, shoulder down. Get the feeling of pushing the back heel down, generating power through the hip, then adding the spine. Think about the spine itself. The weight of the spine comes forward, and then you rotate off of that spine coming forward, and you start to get a feel for it. Okay, let me see you try that, and let's see if I can't take you a few steps, okay? All right, hurry up and try it. Don't bounce anybody off a wall, it'll be easy. Weight on the back foot. Now we're not going to push down on it. We're going to try to push parallel to the ground. Okay. A little bit higher. To take advantage of bone structure. Very good. No step. So you start with 70% of your weight on your back foot. You're actually too far away, that's what it is. Get closer. So start with more weight on the back foot, almost like you're in a catch. More. Nah, don't move the foot. That's what it is. Stance work. Okay? Now shift your weight forward and push. There you go. Try to keep the back to the back. So that's just, you want to get some more steps. This is coming forward more than this. Yeah. Why don't you want to have that hip come forward more than the shoulder itself? Good. Do it once again. Start with now. Start with more farther. Start with more weight on your back foot. That's it. Pull this back like it. Keep this arm straight. Okay, now. Shift your weight and release your strength. Good. When you get him to move, and when you feel that his weight's going to his heels, pop him. You know what I mean? Push a little harder.
Good. And what you're going to do is kind of move this off.
Okay. More weight on the back foot to start. More weight on the back foot to start. 70% of your weight. More. You only got more. More.
And then you move forward.
Oh, yeah. Now shift your weight. Yeah. Like you got to bring your hips forward and turn. Like this turn. You got to bring your weight forward. So when you're throwing that ball, you just stand up and throw with your arm. All right? You take a step because it starts to get your spine moving so that you can let it go. All I'm asking you to do is you've already taken the step. You practice shifting the weight. Okay? This will improve your ability to gun it. Okay? Because your leg is going to throw it. How's the pitcher supposed to throw in left? He's got to throw with his leg and add his arm. If he throws with his arm, is he going to be there at the end of the year? Probably not. Shift your weight more in your front foot, but be mindful of his knee. I know you gotta, but you're hardly shifting your weight at all. But you can shift it a lot more and get a lot more. Agreed? Agreed. That's it. Now try to do it without taking a step. No steps. That's it. But you're now dealing with a guy bigger than you, and you're going to have to lift him rather than push down on him. Okay? You're going to have to lift him rather than, watch my body, the shape of my body, rather than push down on him, say, I'm going to have to lift him. See how I'm coming down, up under? Yeah. Don't drop on him, come down. If anything, come up. Yeah? Watch. Don't drop on him. See, if anything you want is to lift him. Feel different? Rather than see, if I go like this, he doesn't go anywhere. This. Good? See? See different? Try. It's more like an airplane wing. Yeah, not the air. Okay, you lean forward. See? It's easy for me to push up.
Oh. Okay. I've got it. They press up on it.
Sure. Good. Start to lean forward. Okay. Take you into a loop. Okay. Receiving energy. That's it. Yeah, a little more weight. Put a little more weight in the leg. That'd be good. Okay, now you're doing good. Now, just a little bit. Just a little bit. You take your hand and you just take it about 2 inches off the guy, right? Now all you're going to do is you're just going to add a little bit of snap, okay? Just like this. And you're going to get a feeling of somebody dropping a hot coal down the back of your shorts, okay? You're going to get this hip to shake. Just think about shaking it, shaking it. Just think about shaking that hip forward. You shake your hip at the same time you shake with your hand. Just a little bit, because we're tonifying the immune system, the thymus gland. This gland can reduce in size up to 2/3, maybe 3/4 in 24 hours. This gland is the one that holds your reserve potential for fending off a blow or disease or anything else. When this is low, I can show you how all the tests are too. Well, when this is low, your resistance is down, your reserve for the fight, your ability to be good in the last few rounds, whatever that means. Okay, your endurance isn't as good. By tonifying this a little bit, right, you're breaking a static charge. You're breaking the pattern of distorted intelligence that's in there. You're letting go of the old. And by snapping it a little bit, say about like that, okay, and then adding just a little bit of weight, say you're actually tonifying it. You don't do this every day, but, a couple times a week is okay. Okay, it's actually, you find yourself in some forms, you'll actually be tapping that. Okay, I don't know, anybody got any of those forms in here? No. No, okay, that's a brown belt form. We didn't get there yet, okay. So, what you're going to do is you're going to shake your back hip on the sternum, not the throat, not the solar plexus, but on the sternum, and you come from a little down to up and forward. You don't go like this. See how it looks like I'm shouldering and I'm pressing him down? That's okay if I'm bigger. I can't count on being bigger. I want to be smaller to beat me bigger. So if anything, you're down a little bit, you're coming forward and you're up. Ooh, just like we were pushing on the wall, right? But we're adding this. Think make sense? So come off at about 2 inches. Just get a feeling of doing that. You don't have to do it as hard as you can, but you need to feel it to go, damn. Just doing that a little bit. Damn. Starts to hurt. Ooh, how about if it was something soft? How about we let it out? We try it. The guy who's feeling it over here is the one who's going, yes. And then when you go over and he starts to do it after he's felt it, he believes it. You can't just practice this and believe in it. You got to feel it. You got to feel it. You got to feel, I don't want to do you, but, you got to, and you believe. You go, man, this is good. So try it. Try it. Yeah, same thing you did before. All you can do is just add a little bit of shake. Shake with the hip and snap the palm in 2 inches. Okay, put the fingertips on. Bring your palm 2 inches off. If you do it 4, you might hurt it. Yeah. 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 What's nice about it is like even coming off of a blow. See how you can get a second one, say, or how coming off of a blow, how you can get a second one, say, and then come back, and, you know, second, third blow, one line of drive. It's fun.
Okay, that's my turn.
Oh.
You gotta put more weight back on the back foot. Yeah, just do everything you did before, and let this thing shake like somebody swatted you. It's a hot poker. Yeah. Better? Don't hurt. There you go. Think about this bone.
No, I'm not shaking that. Just watch.
Don't worry, it won't hurt the heart. Won't hurt the heart. Worry about arrhythmia?
You're kind of doing
Worry
it.
about kicking right there. My hands are well, that's one of the reasons that you drop down.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You feel better about it. That's it.
I think the one way to practice that would be he's wanting to do it settle, kind of instead of
Yeah.
put something in.
Yeah. That's the point is to demonstrate the potential, and then of course you get excitable if you need to.
Right. Still.
I'm still just take your hand off. You want a shoulder? Okay. There you go. I didn't mean to get you a third.
That's all right. The other ones I didn't feel.
Okay.
I felt that one.
You gotta learn to believe.
See, the other ones you were just kind of settle with it, and this one you were going on.
You gotta snap it. You gotta snap it. You gotta snap it.
That one's settled. Back to settle.
Your arm is not perfectly straight. You gotta bend the elbow a little bit and then go up. We're adding a little bit. We're adding 2 inches of movement in the elbow, 2 inches of movement in the hand. Okay, everybody watch this for 1 second. Okay. What you want to do is you want to add 2 inches of snap in the elbow. You want to push down on this heel. The knee moves as little as possible. It's like it's stuck in cement. Okay? The reason for that is so that you get another blow after. Okay? You're supposed to get 3 blows with a short motion. You know, 3 2-inch movements, you got to hit them 3 times as hard as you can hit them. As hard as he can be hit. You know, if you get the science of it. Okay. So you soften your elbow, drop your shoulder. If my shoulder's up, does this look right to you? Drop the shoulder. If anything, this one's going to swing like a pendulum underneath the right. This is going to swing like a pendulum. This is going to swing like a pendulum. This is solid from here down. This is going to swing. This is going to swing. See, pendulum. See, underneath. Okay? I'll hit them. Then you make it shake. You make it shake with the knee. See? Does that make sense? Now I don't want to drive into them. See? Okay, pair off and try it. Okay, 1 more minute apiece. Then I want to show you something else. This is easy to practice on a bag. It's easy to practice on a wall. Okay, go into it. How far do you want to sink in? 3 inches. Left hand on the inside of his shoulder. I want you to come into this part of his body. I want you to come in with the knee. Stay like this. Okay, you feel that? Okay, now I'm going soft. Okay? You get confidence with this. You can stop a bull moose in heat charging you. Okay? Those are the words my instructor used. I'm passing them on to you. Okay. Got this in 1976. Okay. Now, right from here, he's pushing away. You didn't want to get taken over. It won't work. All I got to do is drop underneath. You can't stop it. That's what's fun. That's what's fun. Okay. You could do it like this. You could even have the guy's arm here. I want you to do a few so that you feel it here so you become a believer. You use the bottom half of your arm as a knuckle. You can concentrate it here. That's not nice. So sort of hit it in here for practice. Hit it with the meat, okay? Excuse me? You use this part You do it on the inside just so that you get, see, a little bit of a belief system going, right? Then what you do is you put your hand on the outside like this, and you practice, see, moving the guy's balance just by turning in. And you're going to do that same thing. I'm pretending this is my back leg. Make sense? Now, I got this one, right? Okay. Put your hands on me somehow. Right? I got this one, and I got this one. Right? This can pull. Hey, and then it's this one's turn. Right? From short distance, you can end up with an ability to create an awful lot of force. You even learn that the hand that's coming back, you can snap your hip this way. Okay? You can bring it back, you can bring it forward. So it pushes and pulls. So you're always there. So see, it looks like a soft movement, but it's a snap. I don't want to hit him. Okay? Not really. Okay? But see, it becomes a relatively easy movement. See? It's a flowing hand type of thing. There's energy in the hand. It's a Shaolin type law. Okay, when you're thinking about the energy. You don't tense the muscles, you use the connective tissue. I'm making my shape wrong because I don't want to hit them, but you kind of hit them, see, and it kind of goes through them. And when you're hitting here, I mean, you're trying to take the neck and move it over like this, and move it like this, and move it like this. It breaks like a hangman's noose. Okay, single blow. Single blow, wham, like this, see? Boom. Just like this. Now, if in Western boxing, it's illegal to hit and hold, right? Why? Works good. To break his balance a little bit, and then you wing it. Okay? This works okay off the back side. It comes unexpected off the front side, leaving you the back side to do whatever you want to do. Does that make sense? So, try some. You put his hand on the shoulder, see? You bring it in like this. Anytime you've got the inside position, that's going to feel like fun. Whenever you're on the out, now you want to do it a little harder, you put it on the outside, but even when you're on the outside position, you find when you bend the hip and you bring it in, so you'll start to move his hip. And if his hip moves, so it's free right hand. Automatic, free right hand. So this is your receiving side to deal with the yang, leaving your yang free to do what you want when you want to do it. Make sense? Which could be, so you just simply say, I don't want to hurt you, you're coming with me. I said you're coming with me, you understand? Does that make sense? So you don't necessarily have to hurt the guy. You have choices. Good technique gives you a lot of choice. Okay, try it. Yeah, Joan, don't anybody get you in there.
You're not gonna
Never.
know.
Never.
Okay.
Never. Hand on his shoulder. Okay, here's the key. You gotta have your foot inside of his stance. This is up close and personal. You don't try to reach for the guy out here, see? You gotta have your foot. See, here's his front foot. Basic rule of thumb. You want to knock a guy out, you got to be able to sink the punch up to the elbow. Anything outside of that should be a snapping blow that doesn't require the investment of your balance. You may start from the outside to get to where you can sink it up to the elbow. When you can sink it up to the elbow, it's hard for the guy to move far enough to get out of the way, and you're up close and personal. So that this foot my foot has to draw a line in his foot. My foot has to be inside of his stance. It's got to be by that foot for me to be able to get my weight into it. If I'm not up to it, see, I'm off balance. See, he just intuitively, he knew what the right thing was to do. You got to be inside, and you got to be like you can lift, turn in, lift, pull. You got to be move one foot. See, you got to be able to move them. Does that make sense? Yes. Close. You should be able to bite his nose, or it's a Saturday night date and you want to kiss him good night. Her good night. God, it's unsafe too. Okay, here I'll try it. Yeah.